all set for this, the 5th edition of IRONMAN 70.3. This time it gets even bigger with 31 countries and 1,300 triathletes participating. Well, it continues to grow and inspire. One of the biggest aspirational races this is, bringing in people who, of course, go through the grueling 70.3 miles. Well, we begin today's press conference by handing it over to the man who dreamt it and, of course, is living that dream. I will hand this mic over to Mr. Deepak Raj, the founder and, of course, the race director for Goa IRONMAN 70.3. Mr. Deepak Raj, the mic is all yours, sir. Test.
Good morning and welcome everyone, press dignitaries, and also Saiyami. Thank you very much for giving us all the support. It's been great to have you here and help us develop the sport a lot more. You have personally been in the sport, so you can relate with the community a lot more. Ganeshan, thanks as always for all the support. Like Jeff was mentioning, you're part of the Yoska and the IRONMAN family out here for the last few years. So welcome once again for the press conference, and also we'll be unveiling the t-shirt and the medal. It was about 6 years ago in 2019 when we did the first one, but now we are on our 5th edition. We lost a year or two because of COVID, but our 5th edition, and we're coming back stronger. Thanks to start off with for the entire state of Goa, right through Goa Tourism, who are not only our title partners and sponsors, but they've been partners in everything what we've done. The Goa government and all of the ministries and the departments, without which for us to have the bike course and the run course, which has always grown. Right, I mean, each year when the highway becomes better and longer, we used to go to the department and said, can we have another 5 kilometers, right? And they've been extremely kind, and now we have a 2-lap bike course, which is beautiful. So without which it's very hard for us to do this race. So first of all, I'd like to take that time to acknowledge the entire ministry, tourism, and all of the departments. To the community, there's no way we would be here without the love and support we're getting from the triathlon and the endurance community. As Jeff was mentioning, we've had 31 countries, so it's not only the Indian community, but we've had 31 countries, and actually uniquely we had 62 countries over the course of the 5 years. So that's great representation for a race which is just 5 years old. It's our 5th edition. There are races which have been 15, 20, 25 years old in other countries. That's something which we also take pride in. At the same time, the community has been supportive every year, not only showing up for the race, but actually talking about the race with the rest of the community. We have Women in Sport initiative, which has grown stronger. We have services for all the people who work hard to protect us with respect to right through from police to Navy to Army. All of those people, we have a special campaign, and we have about 110 people from the services who come and do our race every year. And it's our way of trying to give something back to the community from our side. I'd like to maybe pass on things to both Ganeshan and Saiyami. And just to wrap up, a huge thanks to the government and all of our partners, Herbalife, who've been with us ever since we get started. We have Red Bull, who's our energy drink partner. Thanks to them. They do come in and support us every year and make our events a lot more cooler than what we can do at our end. We have T10, who's our apparel partner, who's been supporting right from their year one. We've recently also added partners like BoldFit as our accessory partner. We have Policy Bazaar, who's our insurance partner, and we also have Delivery, who's our logistic partner. So thanks to all of them, without which this is a very large commercial project. in addition to government support, and I understand there is a certain amount of registration revenue we get from people, but without the commercial support and from sponsors, it's very hard to put up this race. So once again, thanks for everyone involved. Over to Saiyami to say a few words.
नमस्कार. पहिले तर थोडं मी मराठी पण बोलणार आहे, but I'm extremely happy to be here. So thank you so much to Deepak. I'm very happy to be joining the Ironman Goa family because the two races I've done were both in Europe. So it feels very special to come and do this in Goa, do it with our people. Unfortunately, I'm not racing on Sunday because I haven't trained well enough because I'm filming right now. There's shooting going on, so I'm not prepared enough to do it. But hopefully next year and the years to follow. It's extremely special to see the turnout, to see the excitement, to see the interactions I've had on social media, to see this race grow. So this wouldn't have happened if Deepak had not invested time, effort, and everything that you've done. So thank you for bringing this to Goa. To the Goa government, to Goa tourism, if it wasn't for their support, it's impossible to do a race like this because you need those roads, you need good roads, you need permissions to ride on those roads, to swim in the water. So thank you to both the Goa government and Goa tourism. Like Deepak was saying, all the partners, I was talking to Sir as well, I think Herbalife is essential to have hydration, and that's like Deepak, Coach Deepak would know that that's the fourth training in an Ironman. You can cycle, swim, run well, but if you don't hydrate, if your nutrition is not good, you're not going to complete your race. So I'm very genuinely grateful that you all are a part of this race. And to the media, I feel Ironman in India is growing and it's growing very quickly. But we need the support. तुमचा support Ironman community ला लागणार आहे. तर please continue giving the support that you'll have given because when it reaches more people will turn out and the community will grow. Because I feel supporting health, supporting fitness is essential. So thank you for your support and I hope we continue to get your support. And to all the other partners who've supported all the other sponsors as well, because like Sir is saying, it's an expensive proposition because it has to be organized very well. So thank you to all the partners and hopefully next year media bandhapan we'll see some people racing. So we hope to do that race together next year. So we can start training together right now and hopefully we will do interviews and the race together next year. Thank you so much.
Said, I just want to thank the media to sort of take the time out and be there for the press conference today. I mean, we're celebrating, I'm extremely excited. This is the 4th year of our association with Ironman. We just see this going stronger as years pass by. And I think one of the prime reasons we started off this association, there is a natural and organic fit from Herbalife's vision and the way Ironman looks at it. It's just purely the importance of exercise in sports and daily life. And Herbalife, from its range of products, is able to facilitate the intensive training through the race day and post-recovery also. I think so it seems like absolutely a natural and organic fit. Largely from our vision, it's just not in words. Last year we sort of invited our distributors to participate. We are really humbled to see 22 of them participating in the race this year. So it's a testament of what we believe and what we say is actually in actions. And lastly, I think just because we share a joint vision, the collaboration with the Ironman team has also been very seamless. So I think thanks to Deepak and his team for the seamless collaboration, and I wish Deepak and his team best wishes for this race too. So thank you very much.
Thank you for your kind words. Will you please give us a round of applause? Clearly says, mind you, every triathlete vying for that finisher tag on them. And there we have them, the medals. I tell you what, it's not a piece of metal, it's a whole lot of hard work that goes into just crossing that finishing line, everybody. one very aspirational piece of metal out there. To our dignitaries, we request you to kindly take your seats, please. So we have a question there. One second.
Hi, this is Marcus from the Times of India. My question is to the organizers. It's been 5 years since you've been having the Ironman here. How do you take it to the next level rather than having, rather than the event plateauing? Because from a media point of view, and I see the event for the last 5 years. So what do you do to actually take it to the next level?
No, I think in terms of participation, we've been growing gradually. In terms of the sport, it's still a very new sport in India. Unlike running or other sports, again, it'll be nice for me to say we'll be 1,500 or 2,000 next year, but that's a dream we have, right? We want to get more people from outside of India. So if you ask me what is our key goals in the next 5 years, yes, we continue to develop the sport in India. We do camps, we do clinics. As an example, we have launched another race in Chennai, which is a shorter format than this. In a way, you can relate it to like a T20 format to a one-day match, if you really compare that. Which means more people can take up the sport, try this shorter format, and then the next step for them is possibly 70.3 Goa. So we expect that by the time the next year's Goa race comes in, there will be a lot more who would have got into the sport. So for us to develop it and add more cities across India, shorter formats and these races to get more people. That's one of our key goals. The other one is we get 31 countries here, but the number of people coming from overseas could be much higher. 31 countries is a great representation, but maybe 100 or 120 or 150 from overseas compared to we can get 500 or 800 at some point, right? So there is a few things with the small things about Goa and airport. Now we have a great airport, we have more connectivity. All the small things matter for people. I've been an athlete myself. I'm sure Saiyami will also agree. We think about how many airports connectivity we have to have. We have to take our bike bags there. Where do I stay? What happens? How do I do? So small things. So slowly people are realizing that Goa is a great place to come. So it will take its time. Our focus is that. We're also working with partners, and I think along with Herbalife, we've done a 10-month campaign across India, which means we've been going to running organization or run groups, doing runs across that and going to gyms. So we're starting to reach to different communities to get more people into the sport. So the goal for us for the next 5 years is to obviously grow the sport through campaigns and also get more people from overseas.
Can you give us a comparative numbers about Goa compared to maybe the better destinations with Ironman 70.3?
We are doing extremely well. I think if people are expecting that most races are at 2,000, 3,000 and Goa is at 1,300, no. There are races which are doing 1,500 or 2,000, but there are a handful of races, they've been around for 15 or 20 years. They also have neighboring countries and the sport is already developed there for the last 40 years. So keeping that in mind and looking at Asia or looking at debut countries which was there, we're doing well. But we're not resting on those laurels, right? So we have built capacity. Thanks to the government of Goa, my bike course can now accommodate more than 1,300, right? It was not the case for the first couple of editions. Now with the extended bike route, we can put a lot more people. And that's where now we're going after the bigger crowds. Just to add on, there are lots of races across the world which do a full Ironman and a half one on the same day, and that's the reason also some of those numbers are higher. But they still get a lot of even standalone Ironman 70.3 races in other parts of the world are higher. Some of them are higher than 1,300, but 1,300 is definitely a good number where we are.
Hi Deepak, I'm Neeraj Prabhu from livenewsgoa.com. Which is the age group that is showing more growth year on year?
You'll be surprised. Most people get into the sport at maybe sometimes 30 to 35 and they stay on. So if you look at the pattern in the last 10 years, it used to be 30 to 35 about 10 or 15 years ago. Now it's 45 to 49, which means globally and everywhere, people who stay in the sport, it becomes a lifestyle, right? But if I have to answer specifically this question here, from an India context perspective, 30 to 35 is growing. So is 35 to 40. But you will find people in the 40 to 45 also slowly increasing. It's an expensive sport. So a lot of people between 20 to 25, it needs to be, they need to figure out how to, the cycle is the most expensive part in addition to the travel and the things. And people usually when they're in 35s, 40s, they are at a certain part in their career. They feel there is a little more propensity to spend. So all those factors come in. And also the health and fitness. Somebody taps their shoulder and says, you need to get fitter. And people figure out different ways to get into the sport.
Being an actress and with your busy schedule, how you got engaged in this Ironman and attracted towards this movement of the Ironman?
Sir, I was actually just telling Deepak sir this again, sir, to answer your question, if I can just add a little bit to it, I feel, which I spoke, that media awareness is so important because lots of people don't know what the Ironman 70.3 still is. So we need the support from the media to grow the community. So if we have a number of 1,300, it's a great number because the community itself is not so large in India. So I hope the media supports us to just grow the community, and you will see multifold changes in Ironman Goa next year and the years to follow. So for your question, I was telling sir this, I did my debut film in 2016. It was directed by Rakesh Mehra. It was a very big film, and the film didn't do well at the box office. So for me to just get my head in a good space after you have a big flop, it's not a good space to be in. You're down, you're out. So the way I pulled myself out of it was because of endurance sport. I ran a full marathon. And that's how I started getting into endurance sport. It just keeps my mind very sane. So even if it's a race, I've never chased wanting to be first, second, because if you can even finish the race, for me, it's a big deal. And that's what most athletes do when they come into, most amateur athletes are not chasing the first, second, third. They want to finish the race. They want to do better than what they did last year. So for me, from a full marathon, I started doing Ironman 70.3s because that was the next step. And it was purely just a therapeutic way for me to deal with all the negativity that we are surrounded by in the world, in the film industry, all the rejections that you face. For me, doing Ironman 70.3s was a way of feeling like a winner because you have to put the effort in. So even whether you're shooting till 2 in the night, you make the times, you can make time, finding 1 hour, 2 hours to train every day. I feel just excuses, people say that you can't make time. You can make time, whatever your profession is, because health is most important. You can make all the money, but if you don't have health when you're 60 years old, the money is really going to be of no use.
मला सेमी मराठीत विचार चालेल का?
Oh, of course, चालेल sir.
वर्किंग एज अ ॲक्ट्रेस, तुम्ही आताच बोलला की गोव्यात आम्ही शूटिंग करतोय. त्याचबरोबर गोवा आता एक स्पोर्ट डेस्टिनेशन म्हणून पुढे येत आहे. याकडे तुम्ही कशा प्रकारे बघताय?
शूटसाठी यायला तर खूप मजा यायची. आम्ही गणपतीपुळे गोवामध्ये पण शूट केलं आहे. पण जेव्हा पण मी शूट करते, मुंबईमध्ये आमचे बीचेस इतके साफ नाही आहेत. गोवामध्ये यू कॅन गो आउट अँड स्विम बिकॉज द वॉटर इज सो क्लीन. There are big roads to run, so I've always, even when I shoot, I come and run and swim whenever I can. And now that Deepak sir has gotten the Ironman 70.3 to Goa, I feel it's become a go-to destination because, like sir is saying, it's very expensive to go abroad. And if firstly the sport is expensive, then if you have to race in Europe, in America, wherever else, it's expensive. So Goa becomes very convenient for the Indian community, and I'm sure we'll see a big growth because, like you said, it's become a sporting destination.
Well, thank you very much to all our